Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm still trying to figure out logistics here. Um, yeah, welcome to Aurora Moon Tarot. Welcome, moonbeams, as I like to call you. The moonbeams that like to scatter the stardust. And so we are here for our free reading Friday. We're going to do a little Reiki. We're going to obviously do some tarot readings, depending on if people come in and chat, whatever. Then we'll kind of decide. Maybe I will start drawing next week's spirit animals. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out microphone usage and what works best. So make sure you're chatting. Let me know how this is so that I can keep adjusting. So that when you come to my channel, it's something that you enjoy coming to instead of, oh, this is just this starter who is half-assing it. Because if anyone knows me, they know I don't half-ass anything. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just keep it up here next to my mouth. Anyways, like I said, welcome moonbeams, welcome new people, welcome my supporters. This is the official relaunch. I have gone by a few different names. I started out with Gypsy Lotus Reiki and Gypsy Lotus Apothecary. Then for those of you that don't know my story, I then went through a pretty hard trauma, and I have overcome a lot with physical disabilities as well. And I still have quite a bit that bothers me. So that's why it will be interesting. You guys will be along for the ride. And yeah. So before we start anything, make sure that if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. You want to make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you know when I go live. And then if you would like to, spread a little extra love, you can share this live video. You can tag a friend below. Maybe they'll come check it out later. You can also sign up to be a Patreon. You can check out my website and follow me on most other social media platforms. I'm not on X because, ick. What else? See here, I try to go without my notes, and here I am. But yes, so make sure you're liking this video. Comment below. Get interactive here. Otherwise, I'm just talking to a room, and that's not always fun. Or just my mom, which that's okay too. Hi, mom. My mom's in the chat room. So yes, share, tag a friend, make sure to rate and review, especially once I start having podcast episodes coming out. We'll talk a little more about that in a bit. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you're ready, let's scatter some stardust. First, I'm going to start with a blessing. It is for all spiritual levels, all religions. It is not meant for anyone in particular besides just us as a collective, and it is meeting you wherever you are spiritually. Let me get it out since I still don't have it memorized yet, but I thought it was a pretty dang good. We observe the moon as a symbol of our interconnected breath found in spirit. We are the stardust reflected in her iridescent beams. May we attract and create positive energy with clear intention, manifesting our greatest peace and security for all. May tools like cards and crystals help unblock thoughts, unlock ideas, clarify communication, and shed what no longer serves us. With gratitude, we welcome healing and wholeness, and so it is. Okay, guys. Like I said before, I was shuffling the cards a little. And you'll have to excuse, like usual lately, the sniffling. I've had some pretty nasty migraines because of this. So if any of you understand allergies. You will know that. Okay. So I think like this morning, I am going to utilize the tarot for the great outdoors. And of course, our spirit animal. Let's see. And I did bring the astro dice. I also have got my runes out. Still practicing. I don't know all the I was going to say definitions, but that doesn't really, meanings is the better word. I mean, I suppose definitions is correct, but I'm still trying to figure out this. So yeah, let me know if I should adjust or anything like that. First and foremost, we must light our candle. And I did have a lighter right here. Do you think I can find it now? Of course not. So while I find it, just talk amongst yourself. Get yourself some coffee. No, I at least found the pen that I was looking for. Okay, well, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Always is. Always is. Always is. Sniffle, sniffle. Yes, I'm still looking for my lighter that I specifically got out for this purpose. You know, I go between a couple different levels in the house now, and so depending on who's where in the house, because of course I'm here with my boyfriend Jacob and my daughter Ava, and yeah, so I try to just be flexible and move where I need to move. However, sometimes it makes it hard for me to keep track of things, so excuse me. You can just listen to the beautiful background music. Maybe get comfortable, like I said. If you're anything like you are not ready for any of this. I shouldn't say that. I'm pretty ready. But oh, before we go any farther, because I was going to go right into it. Look at that. So before we go any farther, I did want to recap. I wanted to recap this week a little bit. Since it was kind of a big week for me, on Halloween, I officially relaunched my business, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know how far it'll go, and that's okay. I am open to whatever happens. Yes, I'm on every platform. It's not necessarily because I'm looking to make it big or make it rich. I'm not saying I wouldn't take that to an extent. I do want to find something that will sustain my family. So for now, all I'm doing is putting feelers out there, building my community, and seeing where I'm wanted and needed the most. And then I will adjust as necessary. So, but this week, so back on Halloween, I went live here on Facebook. So if you haven't watched that, it's not a very long video, but Ava and I were in Anoka, the Halloween capital of the world. I actually lived in Anoka before Ava was born, like a long time ago, long time ago, when I used to take care of another little girl, and now neither of them are little girls anymore. Yeah, so then of course Saturday was a Dia de los Muertos, so a lot of people celebrated, including one of my neighbors. Looked like they had a great party, cute balloons going in. I'm like, next year, what do I bring? Then on Monday, I went live on Patreon, and right now, my mom is the only current Patreon, but I bet you that's going to change now, right? Everybody's going to go sign up. It's only $5. You get 7 days free trial. And right now, I don't know how consistent I'll be able to be, but I've been trying to Um, um, Sorry, brain fart there. I've been trying to post every day when I do my daily draws, which are generally for me, but I guess it's kind of turning into the for the collective or for the moonbeams, so that works. Uh, so yeah, so if you sign up for Patreon, you get some extra bonus stuff like that. You also get some like extra Coda cameos. For those of you that don't know who Coda is, he is my corgi. He is a trained psychiatric service dog. He goes with me most places, but I'm still learning how to utilize him the best in public because not because of him, even though sometimes he just wants to meet everyone and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just makes it difficult sometimes. Um, but yeah, it's usually that I'm getting flack from other people that think he's not really trained. So, but screw them at the same time. Let's see. I also worked on Tuesday was election day, so hopefully you voted. I sent mine in the mail about a week and a half ago or so. I also started working on the Lunatics podcast. That hopefully will be coming out in the near future with my friend Cynthia. We're just going to be chatting about all things metaphysical, all things mental health, everything in between, how the two work together in life. Um, we both have a extensive background in psychology, both professionally and obviously personally. So we have plenty of opinions and hopefully a lot of things that could help other people. And in the meantime, we decided if it just helps each other and we just get to see each other and chat and bullshit and maybe talk a little smack, get into a little bit of trouble. I don't know. Not too much trouble though. I've worked too hard to get in too much trouble. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I have waited so long to do a lot on social media since my trauma in 2019. I mean, well, plus we had COVID and I went through a bunch of changes. Hello in the chat. Hello, hello. Where are you tuning in from? I know my mom, Barb, is in here. I know where she's tuning in from, but everybody else in the chat, where are you tuning in from? We're so excited to have you here. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the chat and we'll try to take care of them at some point during the broadcast. So back to this week. We had that beaver supermoon. Who went out and looked at that? Oh, from the Netherlands. I love that. Look at that. I think I'd probably rather have a chat room full of people I know and people from like the Netherlands or somewhere over there than probably Americans. So please stay in the chat room. Become part of our community. We're like just really trying to find our people and utilize our stories to, I don't know, create good change. So, yes, it's so great to have you. I am just starting out on this. I mean, I'm not starting out in social media and I'm not starting out, I don't know, in a lot of things. I have a lot of things in my background, but this is the first time I'm going to make such a huge jump into social media and trying to post video and be live, have live streams. And yeah, to finally dig into having a podcast. Some of my biggest supporters helped me raise money a number of years ago. This microphone was one of the things that I was able to purchase with that money. And so now I get to use it. Finally, it just took a minute. Sometimes I'm way ahead of myself and then I have to slow down. And the universe tells me when things are supposed to start proceeding. So kind of back to where we were going with this week. So I was working on the podcast on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I did the Wednesday Zen Day where I went live on TikTok and I had a Pokemon Go meetup. So far nobody's really showing up and that's okay. I'm just putting it out there like all of these things so I can see where I'm most needed and to kind of just make connections. Try to have fun in the meantime. Plus, when you are a spoonie or someone with chronic health conditions, whether it be mental health or physical health, you have to think outside the box and you have to try a lot of different things, because I can work on something for a little bit of time and then sorry, I just was looking in the chat and speaking of, someone is asking for a read. We are going to be doing a collective read, at least to start. And then at the end, we might be able to pull a few cards individually for people. So I won't be talking too much more about my week, and then we'll get into it. Looks like everybody wants to get into the cards, which I am totally down for. Yesterday was Thursday Surthrival, so I did TikTok live again, and we did some Reiki session for free. I pulled a few cards there too, but I want to keep that mostly for Reiki, and then for free reading Friday to be mostly tarot with a little bit of Reiki. And then that way, if you want more of Reiki, you can check me out on TikTok. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all this out. Today is Hug a Bear Day. Doesn't mean go out and hug a bear. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. Tried it. No, I was kidding. Didn't. I hug my bear every day. Coda Skull, my dog. Coda means little bear. So yeah. So today is meant to be more like hug a teddy bear. It's meant more for kids and to raise awareness for mental health and how important mental health is, especially for kiddos. So yeah, hug a bear. And then of course today we're meeting. Next week we've got Veterans Day coming up, and on the 13th it's my birthday. Shh, don't tell anyone. But yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. I still haven't found what I needed to light my candle. That's okay though. I'm going to move this closer to me so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Well, you can't see what I'm doing, but you can see my face at least. I like to start my readings out with a spirit animal, because I love animals, probably more than most humans. I'm sure a lot of you can already understand that feeling, especially in the world we're living in right now. I also think I'm going to start doing more ASMR vehicles. Maybe I won't be if my brain's going to be like this, but yeah. So let me know how that is. Kind of let me know, because I need to start working on that if I'm going to do that. And like earlier, I have my blue apatite. Not like appetite. It's good for the throat chakra. It's communication. And then I've also got my lepidolite. I'm still trying to figure this out. Maybe if I do that, so it's not quite so bright. Yeah, lighting. Okay. I'll stop talking now for a second. Oh, mama. Next Friday? That sounds pretty good, actually. If you see in the chat, my mom's asking about Grace's. That's a restaurant in Owatonna where I was born. It's delicious. So yes, this is a free plug for Grace's in Owatonna, Minnesota. Cindy Nachos. Hey, I'm supposed to be doing cards here, Mom. Don't distract me. Okay, I think we got it. Let's knock. I like to read the top of the deck, which is the card that yeah. My mom, she's my biggest fan. Besides maybe the second runner up would be my boyfriend Jacob. So he's downstairs getting ready and giving me my space to do stuff. Okay, so to open the circle for tarot today, I drew Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. For any of you that saw, I love these cards too. They're just gorgeous. If anybody saw my short that I posted yesterday, beside your bed, or beside my bed. I was calling myself out, honestly. My mom's laughing. Yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of things to plug in. And so you look down by your bed and what do you got going? I just shuffled these again. Why did I do that? Oh, guess we're going to close out with a different one than the bottom. Thanks for everyone who just entered the chat. It's so good to have you here. I may do some pulls individually later. I appreciate you guys coming in, and this actually kind of reminds me of someone that I guess I found one for the bottom. Okay, sorry. So we might pull some cards for individual, but right now we are only pulling cards as a collective for all of us as a group. Sorry, I keep bumping my laptop. And that's of no disrespect. It actually reminds me as I'm shuffling the tarot cards, someone that I follow on TikTok. You know, I have not been on TikTok very long. I mean, I've been on it, but I haven't actually participated because, like, I don't know, I just have not, been a fan of how fast it goes. And just now that you can have a little longer videos, it's not so bad. And like trying to figure out the algorithm and all that, whatever. But yeah. Right now we're just doing a collective read. But at the very end, if there's people in the room that want a couple of cards, I might be down to do that if it doesn't become too long of a read. But what I was saying is that, yes, it's super sweet that everybody wants to come in and just have cards pulled. And I appreciate that. So yeah, make sure that you're liking this live. But I actually have someone I follow, Crash's Curiosities. So if you're on TikTok, go check him out. Yesterday he had a sad video where he was just very raw and emotional about the fact that it's so hard to get any kind of a following on social media and to get your name out there, especially on TikTok, because it just sometimes seems like such a no man land. And that sometimes we have people, and I'm not trying to call anyone out because I'm really glad everybody's in this room right now. So I'm not, I think a lot of people just come in and like assume that this isn't a community, that they're just here to pull cards. And some people are like that. Some people are total, some tarot readers are like that. And that's okay too. I like to actually be a part of a community and give everybody a chance. So thank you. Thanks, Devin, for asking to be added. And thanks, you guys, for having respect. Because I think that was his biggest thing, is that sometimes it feels really disrespectful when people come in the room and just go, give me a card, like, oh. Especially if people have been in here this whole time, But if you know anything about me, you know that I usually try to see all sides to things. So you can see it both ways. Okay, my friends. Let's knock. Let's see what we got going. Okay, so our main tarot card that we're going to start with, Queen of Stones, which is funny. I wish my friend Courtney was in here right now. I'm going to tell her I got this. I actually got this the other day too. I've been getting a lot of Queen cards, but especially the Queen of Stones. If you're not super familiar with tarot, the queens are usually very much feminine energy, motherly, strong. Stones have to do with like pentacles, which usually have to do with physical things, material possessions. It could be related to work or money because of that. So Queen of Stones, you got some, and the fact that stones or pentacles, however you look at it, this deck is stones because it's a tarot for the great outdoors. So, which is a really cute deck. If you like the great outdoors and you like the national parks, it's got a bunch of national parks on them, which is one reason why I love it. But so Queen of Stones, we're starting with Queen of Stones energy, which strong, rooted, finding some security. That's either a person in your life that's like that you're going to hear from. Otherwise, uh, maybe that's you. And that's why I brought up my friend. Uh, her reading we had was like all about being the Queen of Pentacles and having that strong energy and that strength and rooting yourself and finding that security, which can be really hard. So Queen of Stones, and then we'll look on the bottom to see what are like secondary or like I either consider the bottom of the deck to either be like the shadow side or the thing to be warned against when it comes to the Queen of Stones, or something that will affect having that energy, something in that realm. It's like a secondary card. So the main card is the Queen of Stones, but our secondary card is the Knight of Stones. Okay, well, in the night, so we still got stones, we still got pentacles, we've still got that finding security, whether it's actual money, whether it's work, whether it's security in relationships. It's your root chakra. So in the night, usually will kind of have like a king-like energy, but it's more fast-paced and it's more trying to save the day and problem solve. So whether this queen is a certain person in your life, or you might have a knight of stones in your life today and a queen of stones in your life today, or maybe you're one of them, and that's the other hard part is that one, I don't try to make this fit for people. What resonates for you will resonate. Period. And if it doesn't resonate for you, maybe it's supposed to resonate for someone you know, or maybe not. In which case, fine. You can just wait and maybe the next one will speak to you more. So let's find out a little more about the Queen of Stones here. What do we need to know about that main character energy? Whether that's your main character, whether that's someone in your life entering into the picture today, but some kind of Queen of Stones. What do we need to know? I'm going to split and read top and bottom of deck. Got enough. Okay, so more about the Queen of Stones. We got a lot of stones energy. Wow. So a lot of pentacles. We got the eight of stones or eight of pentacles. Now I feel like I'm calling bingo. So if you look at this card, so I do read tarot fairly traditionally. However, I also like to look at the card. I like to interpret it because each deck is a little different. So even though there's traditional meanings, each deck is meant to purvey a little different energy or theme. Not to mention, sometimes I like to ask what you guys think of the card. So when I'm showing you a card, what is your first, initial reaction? That's where we can go as well, because this is much more about utilizing tarot as a tool so we can talk, have a conversation, works through some things in your brain. It's not meant to be like, oh, tarot, oh no, I'm gonna bow down to you. That's not what tarot is, at least not to me. Maybe other people do. So bottom of the deck from the Eight of Stones, talking about the Queen of Stones, Seven of Blades. So this is the first seven we've got. Oh, I didn't really talk much about Eight of Stones, sorry. So that card we were showing like community. We're getting closer to the end of some sort of a cycle. This particular card is showing a community gardening. So it could be that you're actually getting out, because we are at that end. If you haven't cleaned up your flower beds, now is the time to do so. Hi, Ethereal. Thank you for coming in. Yes, I know. Technically, everybody's new here because this is my relaunch of my business. So thank you for coming, and I hope you just keep coming back in. We're trying to start a community, create good change. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Um, Yeah, the only one who's not new here would be my mom, Barb. I mean, she's not new to me at least. I hope. That would be bad. But yeah, going back to the Eight of Stones, that energy is like community building. That was after some introspection, you're putting some stuff into motion, because the ninth. Wonderful. So yes, everybody go and check out, Ethereal's channel. See if that vibe is for you too. I will definitely check you out and we can keep supporting each other because yeah, we gotta do that. I think that's the best way because we could all do all kinds of, you know, there's lots of things on TikTok and all those other places that are like, here, spend this money, do this, make things this special. And yes, aesthetics do matter. And I do like having things look nice. In the end, the biggest thing is that we create the kind of change or whatever it is our goal is. So kind of going back to the reading, Eight of Stones, Seven of Blades, affecting that Queen of Stones. So maybe whoever that Queen of Stones or Queen of Pentacles is, whether it be you or someone else, uh, community building. And then we got the Seven of Blades, which is that introspection. I got this the other day too. So it's kind of like having that. Um, I feel like this is almost like a mini tower card by the looks of it, if you look. Blades have a lot to do with the air, so thought processes and just really, you can tell right here they're trying to figure out how to get up the mountain completely. So this is the introspective. So those are the two things kind of affecting the Queen of Stones right now. And then let's go ahead and shuffle one more time for the Knight of Stones. So whether that's another person or whether that's the side vibe energy, whether that's the intuitive moon energy, I don't know. Knight of Stones, what else do we want to do? I love so far who we have in this group. Please, please. I will be pulling some cards for other people. Probably not tons, but I will. Because it is free reading. I mostly like doing the collective because that's what I'm trying to build right now is community. Um, and then I don't mind pulling a couple cards for other people. I also don't do a lot of like people will say, is someone cheating on me? Which going back to what I was talking about, that Crashes Curiosities on TikTok. He's probably other places too. So he's a zany guy. He's fun and he draws great tarot cards. Very engaging. And he was very like, he said something like, if you got to come into a chat room and ask if someone's cheating on you, they probably are. Which, if that's what you were asking, sorry. Which I wouldn't say is all true because there's a lot of trauma that goes into when you feel like someone might be cheating or whatnot. Or there can be, I should say. Okay, so let's find out more about this Knight of Stones. This energy, this undercurrent energy of the day. More about that. King of Vessels. So we've still got some strong, now we got some king energy in the vessels. That has to do with feelings and relationships and really like tenderness. If you notice, this king has no problem doing what he's got to do. Like, okay, this is a wild rapid, but you know what? This is part of my job. This is what I got to do. So I'm going to. So, King of Vessels. Tell me more about the King of Vessels. What is on the bottom of the deck? 10 of Stones. We got stones again. So, okay. So, today is a high day for Pentacles, whether it's you're actually feeling a lot more secure or whether it's that you're feeling a need for more security. I mean, first off, who doesn't need more security? If you're living, especially here in the United States, yeah, we're not even gonna probably start that. It'll turn into a whole political podcast or a live stream. But yeah. Okay. So to go back to kind of like go back, we started it with the frog spirit. So clear that clutter. If you're feeling some blockages, it may mean that you've got some clutter to clear. I know I do. I'm looking around this room, but for anyone who is a Patreon, if you watched my daily draw today, I almost didn't even want to start the daily draw because immediately when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, the place is so. Because we live here. I mean, it's not anything horrible. It's never as clean as I want it to be. I think a lot of you understand that. So, um, yeah. Um, it is, well, it's 2:45 my time, so it's 3:45 Etheral's time. Where are you at, Ethereal? I'm in Minnesota. My mom's in Minnesota. I know. Um, we've got the Netherlands. Oh, Ohio. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So still Midwest-ish, right? I don't know. I'm not super good with anywhere from like Indiana and Illinois eastward. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it got cold really, really fast. And now it's like kind of drizzly today. Like it was a little nicer yesterday when I was out on the walking trails. Yeah, Midwest ish. It's kind of out east, but definitely not. But yeah, Minnesota, definitely Midwest. I try not to get into my Midwest accent. I like to think I don't have one, but people say I do. Then once I start saying "op" and stuff, then we're done for. Oh yeah, then we're really going. Okay, I'm not gonna. Yeah, Minnesota. Let's talk burp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ohio though. Like, I mean, you've got anytime you're like near those Great Lakes. Yeah. So any of this area gets cold. Gets cold. Okay, but yeah, to just recap this general one. We started with the frog spirit. Make sure you're clearing that clutter. If you're feeling blocked, clear your clutter today. We got the main energy was our Queen of Stones or Queen of Pentacles. So whether that be you, someone who's going to make a difference in your life. How cold is it here? Well, right now. Well, shoot. And of course, here's where I have to start getting better about not using the US's system of everything because, of course, I'm not super good with Celsius anymore. I'm not in school. It says it's 42 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so cold enough. It's not below freezing though, so I mean it could definitely be worse. And it's actually been a pretty decently warm fall for us in a lot of ways, so yes, Queen of Stones is our main energy with a side of Knight of Stones. So we're still dealing high pentacle energy. I keep hitting this. See, I got to get better about all this. Guys, tell me in the chat what I need to be like adjusting and fixing so it's not distracting for you guys. Plus, I yammer a lot. Maybe you like that. I don't know. As for a little more insight into the Queen of Stones, we picked up on the Eight of Stones. We also picked up on the Seven of Blades. Okay, so if I did the math correctly, we probably have fairly similar temperatures right now between the Netherlands and Minnesota, right? I don't know. Everybody else do the math. I used to be much better at that. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted. And then back to the Knight of Stones, our two extras we pulled were the 10 of Stones and the King of Vessels. So if you take a look at these, I didn't really talk about the 10 of Stones much. Andrea, oh my gosh. So yes, my name is Andrea. I go by Aurora though. My stage name, even though I really haven't I don't know who's calling me. Oh, potential spam, so I will not answer. But my stage name is Aurora Borealis. I still haven't done much for like burlesque or belly dance, but I've taken some classes. I have friends that are involved. So I don't know. Eventually, I might do some of that kind of stuff on here too. It just depends on what everybody wants. So, and I gotta say, thanks everyone for coming in and actually like participating. This is one of the first times I have gone live and had participation. So maybe YouTube is where I need to stick with. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll keep working and see what happens. And then I don't think I've showed this yet, but I like to close it out with a card as well, with an animal spirit as well. And I got this earlier as well. Trust in divine time or divine detours. So that might have to do with some of that clearing out the clutter. Maybe you've been kind of stuck lately because of that. And it's been frustrating because you've been in this detour. Yeah. So I hope that resonated for some people. I'm going to go ahead and roll the Astro dice too to give a little extra here. We've got Gemini energy. So whether that's an actual Gemini in your life, whether it be just that energy. I will get out my cheat sheet since I'm still not super good with all that. I don't mind admitting it. But going back with the Gemini, that usually will have either someone or there's an air of mischievousness or curiosity, clever thoughts. There is an emotional maturity, though, as well. We got the number 5 or the 5th house, which would be recreational and leisure activities. So playing games or it says gambling. I don't want to necessarily say today's a good day to no. I'm never going to give you good luck in that kind of stuff. But romance maybe. Children, fertility, creative self-expression. So the big thing is just recreation and leisure activities. So maybe that's just a reminder that you got to do something for yourself today or do something fun. I don't know. And then as for which planet I rolled, I suppose I could actually show you guys. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it on screen. Oh, I guess that's not horrible. There's the Gemini. I love these Astro dice. They're very galaxy themed, on brand for me. We got the 5, like I said. You guys know what a 5 looks like, though. And then when it comes to the planets, which would be Neptune. So imaginary insights, predictions, dream states, instinctive knowledge, and spirituality. Pay attention to your dream states. If you haven't, now's the time. If you haven't been experiencing any like big dreams, maybe this is a sign that you're going to have some upcoming. So I think dreams are fun too. Maybe we could start doing some of that kind of stuff too. Just analyzing dreams. Because obviously sometimes dreams are just remnants of what's going on in your head. But I really do think there's a lot of. How many of you get deja vu? Because I know I get deja vu quite often. And sometimes I get it to the point where I get so physically sick to my stomach. It's horrible. And so then I try to just figure out what is it that, what is spirit trying to say? Or what is my brain trying to say? Whatever it is. Okay. Oh, I didn't pull a rune either. Let's go ahead and do that real quick, and then I can throw out a few cards if there's people in here who want cards. Let's see. Does this sound good? For ASMR people. Do you like my bag? I've had this bag forever. The Spirit Den. So if you're looking for anything fun like this, I'm always going to give props to my people. I have a few things by them. The purple tarot cloth that I always take pictures of my tarot cards on is from them too. That one. And then I have like a tarot reading. I should actually put them on back there. This is the bedroom. I'm still trying to figure out how to decorate my bedroom since I'm going to be taping in here sometimes, but taping, oh my gosh. I think I'm just going to stop this right now. I think I'm done. I'm bye, logging off. No, just kidding. Whew. I guess I'm technically taping, but not because I don't have any tape. Um, and then I got distracted out of my silliness. That's okay. Anyways, I will take a chance. A chance. Yeah, you can tell I'm starting to like. Okay, it's been almost an hour. Your brain's starting to shut down, Andrea. Just for those of you that are new to me, I do have PTSD. I also have anxiety, depression, of course, that goes with it most of the time. I have fibromyalgia, spinal stenosis. I was recently diagnosed with what's called, they're now calling hypermobility spectrum disorder, which is a lot like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, if you've ever heard of that. But I didn't qualify. I didn't have enough of the symptoms, but enough to be on this spectrum. So in other words, that would explain why I dislocate ankles easy, why I have spinal stenosis probably, I'm assuming. I don't know. Just trying to figure everything out in my life. Good luck, right? Okay. So now for people that actually stuck it out, who's still in the room? I think at this point it's just my mom, and that's okay. Are you still here, Mom? Maybe not. That's okay. You guys have actually been really great. I am going to go ahead and what I think I'll do, which would be kind of fun, is anyone who asked for a card, I'm going to pull a random card for them, even though I know they're not even in the room anymore. That's okay. If they come back to this and see it, then they get a nice surprise. And if they want me to read the card a little bit, oh, it looks like I'm breaking up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I want to make up all this though. Let's pull a couple cards for the people that were in the room at the very least. I really appreciate that. Any support. And I am the type where I like to give it back tenfold. So, yeah. Okay, let's pull a couple cards for people then. And hopefully they'll come back in and finish watching the end of this. So yes, and anyone who's come in here or watches this after the fact, I have a couple of other tarot card readers and spirituals in here. So Ethereal Moonlight, she's in Ohio, or I shouldn't assume it's a she. So I apologize if. And then we have, is it Nina? Sorry, I'm going back up. Just because I want to make sure. Namira. Oh, I like that even better, actually. Namira. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. But thank you for being in here. Yay, there you are. Yes, in the Netherlands. That's great. Let's be pen pals. I would love, come visit. I would love to visit the Netherlands. I'll pull a card for you, Bobo, and then first I'm going to pull a card for my mom and pull a card for the other couple people that have been here since the very beginning of the stream. But I'll pull one for you too. Okay. Knock. Okay, my mom. Sorry, Mom. I mean, not sorry. It's going to be a good thing. I promise. Tower. So, my mom got it's a Castleton Tower is what they show on the actual, which is really cool. But, you know, the tower is not a bad card. It just can be really scary. And it can be scary, but the biggest thing is it's not even the scariness, as is by the end of it, you're just exhausted. But I think what I talked about, was it this morning? I don't even remember now anymore. I don't remember if it was this morning's read or yesterday's, but when I was talking about the towers, like if you notice, especially this one, and I mean, my laptop is not wonderful, so I don't know how great of reception we're getting. I may eventually just use my phone to tape these lives. So let me know in the chat um, how the reception is. Because if it's breaking up a lot, then I'll just use my phone from here on out. So my mom got the tower. So there's big change coming her way, and she's been like clawing up a pretty big tower, which I know her well enough to say, yeah, that is what's been going on. Yeah, she's like spot on. So then let's go ahead and let me see who else has been in this chat just to make sure. I'm going to draw one for Namira for sure. I'll draw one for Ethereal, though I think she had to step out. So let's go ahead. You get the 10 of Sticks, Namira. I love this card. Not only is the 10 nice in general because it means you're coming to some kind of completion from some kind of cycle. It can be a big cycle or a little cycle because it's a minor card. But if you look, sometimes when you get to that 10, you're like, I'm exhausted. And they are. And I mean, you can tell they've had a long day, but they're also enjoying themselves. They're finding community. And Sticks is, that fire. It's that community. It's that passion. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a passion, regarding significant other. It's your passion in life and what you want to give back to the world. So there we go. Yeah. So nice. Yeah, completion. Let me know what ends up happening, what ends up completing in your life. That's the fun part I like too when I give readings is when people come back to me later and tell me what worked for them, what didn't. And then we have a conversation. Okay, and so I'm going to also give one to Ethereal, who was in here. I totally forgot to ask for her first name. And I said her again, their first name, since I don't know. Once again, it's another one of those major cards that people do not like getting. However, I'm a little, I don't know. I like the death card, but part of it's because I'm a Scorpio and that is our card, which is the number 13. I was born on the 13th. Just 13 all over the places here for me. So that's why it's my lucky number. And I mean, if you look, here's Death Valley. But if you look, I mean, they're not just showing Death Valley, right? What's going on in Death Valley here? There is some growth. Someone is growing. So, Ethereal, there's going to be some kind of purging of something in your life. And maybe I'll go and, since I said I was going to go follow her in her channel, and everybody else go, follow each other. Let's just follow everybody in this room. Just go follow each other. Unless you don't want to be followed, then go ahead and tell us and we won't. But for those of us that are small content creators, we definitely need that. But Ethereal, so there's going to be something changing in life, a big change. But look at those gorgeous flowers. Oh, I can't wait. And since I don't think she is in this room anymore, I'm going to go find her and I'm going to tell her. I'm going to be like, and she knows she's a tarot reader too, so she knows all about the death card, I'm sure. Okay, Bobo, we'll get to you now. I don't usually like to answer specific questions just because I like this to be more about unlocking what you already know, what you already feel, and what your own intuition is. It's easy for me to, just sit back and analyze a situation I know nothing about. And I am sensitive and I do read rooms fairly well. So I can do it. But at the same time, I don't want to ever give false information or give information that will create a ripple effect, if you understand. So the next card, the moon. So Bobo, you got the moon, which is pretty amazing. I love it. Let's see if we can. Oh, Coda. That's Coda. Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve. So when it comes to the moon, I want to go back to what the question is. Because Bobo, I thought you asked me something specific, and while I don't like to go into specifics at the same time, so if you have a specific about that card, but the moon specifically has to do with intuition and going within, and a lot of times it also has a feminine energy. So whether that be an actual person in your life and you just need that energy around you, or whether it be whether you're male or female, like finding that introspective feminine energy. It could be that you have to go within today to figure out what's going on. I don't know. But the big thing with the moon is intuition. The big thing with the moon is intuition. So you're going to have to follow your intuition. So whatever it is you're needing guidance on the most, I think you already know the answer. So that's the other thing. Sorry, I'm playing with ASMR ideas. See, I don't even stop working even when I'm working with you guys in a room. Hi guys, just coming in. I'm not doing tons of general readings for people. I'm just doing single draws right now. And if you want like a full reading, you can go onto my website and we can do payment in a few different ways. I have PayPal, I have Venmo. The website has an actual checkout because it's through Square. So if you want an actual big reading, we can do that. Otherwise, I will just pull a single card for people that are asking. And so Simran, I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name or your handle, I should say. So you're getting a reading on your career. I'll pull a card about career, currently jobless. A lot of us can understand that one. It's a thank you, Namira. Thank you so much for coming in. Literally, you made this chat for me and my mom like super special. Thank you. Sorry, going back to I was just noticing in the chat. But Simran, when it comes to like the job thing, yeah. King of Sticks. Okay, so King is usually like a very strong energy, so that's good. I also would say that whether this is a person that's going to help you, maybe there's a King of Sticks that's going to help you figure out your new direction for a job. Or maybe you need to be the King of Sticks because Sticks has to do with passion and fire and figuring out your purpose. So maybe that's part of the problem right now. I don't know. And I know it can be really hard when you're trying to figure out, okay, I need a job because I need to pay my bills and I want a purpose. And sometimes they don't mash. Well, they don't mash either, but they don't mesh well together. So I hope maybe that would give you a little, I don't know. I really hope you find something that will help you with your career going forward. Let's do, okay, Brit. She wants a card. Is there anything specific, Brit, we're concentrating on with this pull? You're welcome, Simran. I really hope that you find that King of Sticks or that, King of Wands energy. Find that fire, that passion. And if you don't know what it is, then maybe now that's the time to be starting to. Or maybe you find a job that you do in the meantime while you really fine tune your passion. And Britt wants to know about career as well. Look at that. We got the Lovers, which for a lot of people would be like, well, what does that have to do with a career? Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to work with a loved one or anything like that. It just means that maybe, maybe this is a time in your life where your career is going to be where you finally fall in love with what you're doing. Maybe it's a sign that do you so that I guess that's the kind of going back to the last card I pulled for Simran. Like, do you know what your passion is? Do you know what your purpose is? And I'm not saying everybody has one passion, one purpose. Sometimes we don't even know. Like, what am I doing right now? Am I doing what my purpose is? I don't know. I hope so. But so that's the big thing is if you're not quite sure which area you want to be branching out into, or if you want to continue down the similar path, uh, maybe take a little time right now to really figure out what you are in love with and what your biggest passion is. And then can you find a career in that area? So Britt, make sure that you subscribe and come back. Let me know what goes on with your career. I'm not just pulling cards because I'm trying to help you guys or just trying to be a tarot reader. Like, I want to invest. Let me know what happens in your guys' lives. I like to find out, you know, even if I just help a little bit. It's nice to find out. Or sometimes it's just fun to find out what's gone on since we talked last. So good luck, Britt. I really, really hope. Same with Simran. Trust me, that's why I'm doing all this, is because I understand the career and job thing. Okay, Devin, do you see Shay reaching out to me this month? We got the Fool card, so I wouldn't automatically assume this means like a bad thing. Especially since the Fool card usually has to do with like starting anew. So whether that be Shay or someone else, you know what I mean? Uh, if you look, maybe it's also saying to have this kind of an attitude towards it. Like, if you notice, this person is like at a pretty steep spot, like, which starting something new, that's vulnerable. That's, yeah. And I don't necessarily mean with this person. I mean, it could be something new with this person, or it could be someone else. But I see something happening with starting anew, because that's what the Fool's all about. If you look, she's like on this cliff, and she looks like she is ready to just like she could fall off any moment, but doesn't look like she cares though. Look at see if I can get up to her face. She's like, whatever, motherfuckers. No, she's like, yeah, okay. It could be scary, but look at how gorgeous it is, and look what we could probably do. So, yeah. So, I don't know if Shay is going to reach out this month. I hope for your sake, if that's what you want, and is what's best for you and best for Shay, then yeah, I hope so. Otherwise, there might be a new cycle starting. It might be in the love department, it may not. It's hard to say. So, and it could just be a new start with this person as well. So, good luck. I really hope that that's a good thing. Yeah. I really hope, like I said, I don't like giving anything too like concrete, especially when I don't know people. Because sometimes you take off on the wrong tangent, and then pretty soon we're all down a hole we don't want. Yeah. So, is there anyone else who wants a card pull before I start wrapping up? So, like I said, I will be starting a podcast fairly soon with my friend Cynthia. She's pretty hilarious, so you can follow her. I don't think she does much on YouTube, but she's got a decent following on Instagram, and she either goes by Jaded Little Star or shoot, what is she on? Anyways, but yeah, so that should be a lot of fun. We'll probably even get to a point. I mean, if you guys keep coming back and becoming part of this community, we could start doing call-ins and stuff. It could be hilarious. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about metaphysical stuff. We're going to talk about the bullshit of the world. We're going to literally talk about anything we want. We're going to put people out on blast if we have to, but we're going to be respectful, or We're going to be intentional. We'll put it that way. And we do want to create change and help others because we both, between the two of us, we could probably run a mental health clinic, honestly. I mean, we don't obviously have the money or the doctorate behind it, but you know what I mean? Like, we've got stories on stories on stories. And then the other thing is I am on Twitch. I just jump on whenever I'm able to play video games, which for anyone with chronic conditions know that sometimes playing anything consistently can be really difficult. But like I said, I'm just really trying to get my name out there. I'm really trying to just find where people want me and put myself where I'm wanted. So, Brittany's asking if the boss will pay her today. Well, first off, I want to know, Brittany, were you supposed to already be paid? Because if not, that's not cool. But let's try to figure out if Brittany's going to get paid because we all need to get paid, right? Especially if you work, you should. Okay, Brittany, we got the 6 of Vessels. Vessels is cups, which actually has more to do with usually emotions, emotional ties. But if you look, so maybe this is just going to reflect what your emotions are today, which is, I don't know. She looks pretty happy. She's chilling with manatees. She wouldn't be able to go and do that if she weren't paid. So I don't know. Hopefully. Let me know, Brittany. Let me know if you get paid today. Then we'll know from here on out if the 6 of Vessels is a... Because usually 6 has to do with like problem solving and like figuring stuff out and getting through something. Because a 5 is usually like, ugh. So if I would have pulled a 5 of Vessels or a 5 of anything, then I would have been like, yeah, probably not. That's usually right in the middle of a cycle. And as we all know, usually in cycles, right in the middle is when something, it's kind of like a sitcom. Middle of the sitcom, what happens? Something blows up and then you got to fix it. And then when you get to the end of the sitcom of the episode, you're at the 10. So, okay, guys, we've been on, oh, wow, well over an hour. So, not that I care. It's great, actually. It's great to know that I can actually fill time. So if you haven't liked this stream yet, go ahead and like this live stream. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please, please, please. And hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. If you go to my website or look through some of my posts, I do have my schedule up because on Mondays I concentrate on my Patreon. Tuesdays I'll be concentrating on the podcast. Wednesdays, I concentrate on like my Pokemon Go meetup and TikTok, going out on the trails when it's nice out. Thursday is Reiki, and that's in TikTok usually. And then free reading Friday will be here, at least for now. So that's kind of how I'm going. I'm on all social media platforms except for X, because fuck that. I barely can call it X, let alone want to be on it. So, does anybody have anything else? Because otherwise, guys, you have been amazing. Seriously, thank you for showing love and thank you for scattering the stardust with me because seriously, you are creating change just by coming here. You're creating change for each other, you're creating change for me, and hopefully I'm creating change for you. So, sending lots of love, sending lots of scattered stardust because we all are stardust. We are all reflected in the moon, which is what? A reflection of the sun. So look, all over the place. I love you guys. If you are interested, I have some other things. I'm coming up with like e-gift certificates. So if you're looking for something for someone this year, for the holidays, I'm starting up classes pretty soon too. So if you're looking to get Reiki certified, I'll also probably be offering some like cheaper non-Reiki type classes. So like we can talk about various metaphysical things. So lots of things coming up. That's why you definitely want to subscribe and keep checking in and keep telling me what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad. Tell me. Like, because otherwise, if you don't tell me, all the people that are jerks will. And then I'll just listen to them. I don't want to do that. I'd rather listen to you. So have a great weekend, guys. I hope it is sunnier there than it is here and that you guys stay dry if it's drizzly, because I know it's. I wanted to go for a walk. I don't know if I'll be able to today. So, well, have a great day. Bye.